Lovable left-hander Barry Zito has always marched to his own drummer and danced to his own beat. He has always been able to take everything in stride, and this week's All-Star intrigue was no exception. But number 75 has always been supremely serious about his craft. Throughout a stellar start to his career, last year's Cy Young Award winner has been a consistent winner while always having the last laugh at the expense of American League hitters. To avoid taking a hit to their playoff hopes, the A's will need Barry to be at his best, making sweet music on the mound while maintaining his bubbly personality. The A's are headed for Planet Zito as they take on the Twins next. On a magnificent summer evening in the land of 10,000 lakes, we're inside Minneapolis' climate-controlled Metrodome for Game 2 of this 4-game series. And I think the A's would rather be outdoors. Over the years, whether it was TK, Tom Kelly managing, or the last year and a half under Ron Gardner, the A's have found this place a tough building to play in. And you shouldn't even be playing in a building, right? Welcome to A's Baseball here on Fox Sports Net. Greg Papa alongside Ray Fosse. Apparently, the Twins are struggling this year. We hear, but they've beaten the A's 5 out of 6 times. And apparently, Torii Hunter's not having a very good year. Well, what's up with that? Well, he's playing great against the A's.
Absolutely. He's an all-star, as he proved last year. He can play defense. He can swing the bat. At the Coliseum, he did both against the Athletics. Robin Mark Ellis, he can play some center field. Look at the reaction of Kenny Rogers. That's a big wow. And then he hits a home run. So he was doing it all in Oakland. Last night, he returned the favor here at the Metrodome. Twins winning. And Torii Hunter, a home run on a pitch out of the strike zone. Yet he went opposite field against Tim Hudson. Again, a bad luck pitcher in last night's game.
And the A's were a little sloppy. They committed 3 errors in the first inning alone last night. Ray tied a season high with 4 in total and lost the game by a score of 6-2. And they got to get Eric Burns going. He took an 0 for 5 last night. Eric Burns now in the throes of a 5 for 53 slump. But they'll try to get the A's going in the second half with their first win. But they're looking for their big leaders, the reigning AL MVP and the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, to bring a win home.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Comcast, proud to be the Bay Area's new cable company. Call 1-800-COMCAST for cable TV and high-speed internet service. By Jack in the Box, where we don't make it till you order it. By Nextel, how business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL9. By MGD, cold filter what you don't need, keep what's good. MGD. And by your local Bay Area Mercedes-Benz dealers, who remind you that's life here. We're part of it.
Eric Burns and the Oakland A's back at it tonight inside the Metrodome here in downtown Minneapolis, trying to get back in line. A's a tough 6-2 loss last night, and Burn Baby Burns took an 0 for 5. But he is back atop Ken Macha's batting order tonight as we are set for Game 2 of the 4-game series. Greg Papa, Ray Fosse with you. The Twins broke an 8-game losing streak last night, and the A's 5-game winning streak, as they got a pretty good outing from Rick Reed as he bested Tim Hudson despite a nice outing from Mark Ellis. He banged out 3 hits last night. Now a 7-game hitting streak for Mark, in which he has picked up 10 hits in total during the A's streak, or during his streak. And David McCarty, Ray, makes the start tonight. His third will be in left field against the left-hander Johan Santana.
Santana making just his 5th start coming out of the bullpen. The A's have faced him a couple of times this year, scored a couple of runs off him, but hard thrower. You get the fastball in the upper 90s or the mid 90s, and good slider slurve. And the Twins hope that he can give him some innings. Gave him 6 in his last start, but he's definitely a hard thrower, tough on lefties.
Lefties only hitting 173 against him, opposed to right-handers, Ray, who are hitting 234 against him. He has a very good defense behind him. They called it their League of Nations infield, with Doug Mientkiewicz over at first base. Only 2 errors on the season. Mientkiewicz won a Gold Glove a couple of years ago, and John Olerud bested him last year. Luis Rivas at second base, Christian Guzman at third. Corey Koski again is out with a bulging disc in the back. Chris Gomez makes his 2nd straight start at third base. The outfield, Jack Jones, Torii Hunter. And once again, it will be Dustin Moore in right field, as the new Twin Shannon Stewart, a late scratch tonight. A.J. Pierzynski has some business to attend to before the game starts, as Shannon Stewart bruised a right heel last night trying to beat out an infield hit to Eric Chavez. So he was in the lineup originally going to play in right field, but now he is a scratch. They're not going to scratch their catcher, A.J., are they? Not quite ready, but he is back and set to go. Here's the play last night. Great range by Chavez. But watch the collision with the bag, and also he clips Hatteberg on the way down the line. But you don't like him jumping at the bag,
No.
and there's the right heel injury.
And that tells it right there. Jumping and just run through the bag. If you're running to first, you get there a lot quicker anyway.
A.J. Pierzynski is back. He's got to be back, as he starts about every single game for the Twins. His 16th consecutive start behind the plate. Here is Eric Burns in the throes of a 5 for 53 slump. And he is 0 for his last 10 in his first at-bats of games. 0 for 5 last night, Ray. As we noted, he's had a problem getting under balls and popping them up. And one thing he was working on during batting practice today before the game was trying to go to right field. And as Dave Hudgens says, mechanically there's nothing wrong with his swing. He's just catching the ball out in front about 5 inches too far. Maybe it's the trigger mechanism you were talking about last night, where he's starting a little bit too soon.
Talking to Paul Molitor, who is, of course, with the Twins and a great hitter. He was kind of the same type of hitter, but still have to do something to get yourself going. You can't just start from a still position and attack the ball.
And Molitor, amazing how he could drive the ball with a no-stride setup. And Burns a lot like that. Goes with no stride. Watch his front leg. Actually brings it back. Johan Santana comes in and misses. Tim Cheetah, the veteran umpire behind the plate. Count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. A musical matchup tonight. Barry Zito against Johan Santana. And he blows it past Eric Burns at 87 miles per hour with the fastball. Burns strikes out to get game 2 underway.
Well, this wasn't anything but a challenge fastball. Did not want to walk Eric Burns to lead off the game. And Burnsy, no strides. You see the left foot staying stationary and swinging right through it.
Possibly a big game for Eric Burns. Ken Maka has intimated in his daily chats with the members of the media that he may be making a change atop the batting order, because the Twins are starting a lefty Santana tonight. He's going to leave Burnsy in there for this game, but there's a possibility, and Brad Radke pitches tomorrow afternoon, that Burns either will not be in the lineup or batting somewhere else than leadoff. Scott Hatteberg had a base hit last night in 4 trips. Made a tough game defensively. As talking to him before the game, Ray, the artificial surface here is without a doubt the fastest in baseball. Pops this one up left field. Guzman, the shortstop, racing out to make the play beautifully. Jack Jones was not needed on that play. As Guzman got there, Hatteberg retired. 2 away. Miguel Tejada is going to step in. Let's take a look at the Bank of America higher standard spray chart. And Miguel Tejada on the year has hit 15 home runs. He has pulled or gone to center with 14 of them, Ray. 1 he has taken out to right field this year.
Well, and ideally, when Miguel hits to the right side is when he hits his best, and he's staying back. But the mistake pitches are the ones that he will pull to left field. Breaking pitches, or maybe a fastball that he's looking for, gets it in the middle of the plate towards the inside part. But the pitch up and away, that pitch right there, the fastball away, is the one that he can drive very hard to the opposite field.
And a good-looking graphic there in our Bank of America higher standard spray chart. We got one for Torii Hunter you'll see later on, and you're seeing a lot of new graphics. All that stuff you're reading on the TV screen, we have broken out a new way for you to pick it up here on Fox Sports Net that you'll be seeing and reading the rest of the year. One pitch. Tejada lays off the high fastball.
The pitch he has to lay off. A lot of the hitters feel they can hit the pitch in that location, as Eric Chavez tried last night, and occasionally you get into one. More times than not, you swing and miss or pop it up.
Tejada had an infield single last night, was 1 for 4 in the loss. Santana throwing his fastball by the ace hitters. That one by Burns on the strikeout. Tejada late on that one, and it's 2-2. Santana was very effective out of their bullpen last year, was an 8-game winner, also made 14 starts. He has taken the spot in their starting rotation away from Joe Mays, who's now in the pen. Still a young guy, just 24 years of age. He strikes out a high total coming into the game. He had punched out 81 batters in 72 innings of work. AJ wants the fastball, and that's fouled off.
I think what we saw with Eric Burns and now with Tejada, 3-2 count, it's the reliever mentality. You don't want to fool anybody. Go right at him. And he challenged Burns and wants to challenge Tejada as well. And I figure the Twins is Burnsy trying to figure out how he missed the 3-2 fastball. The Twins just want Santana to go as hard and as long as he can, not try to pace himself.
That's off Santana's glove, right to Guzman, who's there to make the alert play. And that's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Johan Santana. Barry Zito back from the All-Star game will pitch when we come back. Minnesota Twins 45 and 49 overall. Let's check out Ron Gardenhire's lineup. Chris Gomez for a 5th time this year, going to bat leadoff. Christian Guzman, then Doug Mientkiewicz, Torii Hunter, AJ Pierzynski, Matthew LeCroy. Jock Jones back off the DL last night, banged out 3 hits. He's always hit the ace well. Dustin Moore will bat 8th, and Luis Rivas, the second baseman, will bat 9th against Barry Zito. Chris Gomez at third base for a 2nd straight game for Corey Koski. And he's hitting leadoff tonight, so he's replacing Koski and also their leadoff hitter Shannon Stewart. Banged out a couple of hits last night, had a base hit in their 5-run bottom of the first and later singled to center off of Tim Hudson.
It looks like with Shannon Stewart not in the lineup is Barry Zito facing the Twins this year for the 2nd time. Career 1-3 against Minnesota. No decision earlier in the year, but Barry coming off one of his better starts last Sunday at the Coliseum, a 4-hitter for 8 innings against the Orioles, a no decision, but that was a game following 3 games of double figures in hits.
Gave up a 10-10 of the 15 the previous 3 games. This ball weakly popped up to Miguel Tejada, who has played very solidly over at shortstop for the A's. Got off to a bit of a slow start, made 10 errors in his first 33 games, but he's made just 2 of the last 61, and he's played error-free baseball for the last 22 games. Let's check the rest of the A's defense, brought to you by McDonald's. Chavez at third, Ellis and Hatteberg on the right side. David McCarty, 3rd overall, starts 2nd in left field tonight. Eric Burns in center, and T. Long in right with Ramon Hernandez catching. Barry Zito as he works to Christian Guzman. Twins banged out 11 hits last night. Guzman was hitless. Tops this one to Tejada. Going to be a tough play. He's out. Nicely done by Miguel.
And one thing that Tejada did, he used his glove. Did not try to barehand the ball. And the transfer was just tremendous. High chopper, and Miguel going to the glove and very quickly bringing it down and throwing the ball at the same time as he transferred. Watch this. Right there. Bam, bam. And had to because of the speed of Christian Guzman. He got him by just an eyelash. Tremendous play by Tejada.
Well, he had to use the glove on that play. There was no way to make that play barehanded as the ball really bounced.
I'd ask Ron Washington about the barehand versus the glove. He made a good point. He said if the ball has stopped rolling, use your bare hand. If the ball is moving, use your glove. He said because we know if you catch the ball in your glove, we know whether he was safe or out. But if you try it with the bare hand, you don't know what kind of grip you get on the baseball. So Tejada made the right move there.
A little different game on the artificial turf, certainly. You'd probably have to use the glove more on turf. You can get away with a bare hand play or 2 on grass. Although Omar Vizquel, even when he was a Seattle Mariner, would barehand the ball a lot. Doug Mientkiewicz lifts it, got to find it first of all. Chavez sees it and makes the catch against the white Teflon roof. That is tough to do, but Xavi saw it the whole way. DeRozzo, McCarty, and Chavez when we come back in a second. 0-0.
Take a look at the Mercedes keys to the game as we start the top half of the 2nd inning, and there they are. Beware the baggie. The A's have lost 4 in a row here at the Metrodome, and of course this place is a house of horrors. Bet on Barry, 73 and 24 starts following an A's loss. And Bobby Kilty, as we mentioned, is no longer with the Minnesota Twins. The pitch hit by Kilty and a pinch hit appearance against Barry Zito in a 3-run home run in one of the games earlier in the season.
And that was back on May the 27th, and Zito would allow just 1 hit over the first 7 innings that night, a home run to Corey Koski, but then Bobby Kelty took one out, and that turned the whole game around. Count is a ball and a strike. Johan Santana against Arubiel Durazo, who was back in the cleanup hole tonight. Ken Maka juggling his lineup a little bit as he has Durazo hitting cleanup. He was in the third spot last night, I think partly because David McCarty is in the lineup, and Mock wants to stagger right, left throughout the lineup, and with McCarty in the fifth spot, he's able to do that all the way down. First chance to see David McCarty as an Oakland A here on A's TV, whether it's Fox Sports Net or Action 36 Cable 6. Holds the bat very high, his hands very high, Ray, and when he hits the ball, he hits it a long way. He is a powerfully built big man. 2-2 pitch. Durazo grounds one of the second baseman, Rivas. Santana has retired the first 4 Oakland A's, and now he'll work to McCarty.
And McCarty talking about the lineup tonight, where he's between Durazo and Chavez. Chavez in the lineup, and Ken Maka tries to alternate righty-lefty down the lineup, and McCarty figures with Chavez hitting behind him, and even though it's a lefty and lefty, that he may be seeing some better pitches tonight. But you're right, he has hit the ball very well. The Wednesday afternoon game, the first one he played at the Coliseum a couple of weeks ago, he just smoked the ball. Hit the ball hard every time he's there.
Holds the bat high, has a good eye though. He had 44 walks at AAA Sacramento. His .270 batting average becomes a .351 on base percentage. Dave Hudgens knows him well from instructing the A's hitters throughout the system. Takes another, and he's quickly down 0-2. McCarty led the PCL in both RBIs with 72 and runs scored was 69 when he was brought up from AAA on July the 8th. He was to be a AAA All-Star along with Rich Harden and Justin Duchscher, who wound up starting the All-Star game. 3 pitches and changing speeds perfectly. Johan Santana strikes out David McCarty. 2 away. Now your kids can rule baseball country when the A's take on the Indians on Tuesday, July the 29th. Kids take on kids tickets will be available on all levels for just $5. The first 5,000 kids will receive a mystery goodie bag. Tickets are available only at the A's box office or at OaklandAthletics.com. A's playing game 2 of a 12-game 4-city road trip tonight. And this is going to be a very challenging road trip. And Chavez takes it inside. We know the A's don't play well here at the Metrodome. We mentioned they've lost 4 in a row, starting with game 4 of the playoffs last year. They were swept in a 2-game series here in late May and lost last night. Twins are the defending American League Central champions, Ray. Then we go to the home of the current American League Central leaders, Kansas City, for 2. Then it's to the current leaders of the American League West, the Angels, for a 4-game series. For 4 after Seattle. Go to the American West to Seattle for 2. Then to the home of the World Series champion Angels for 4. So a tough road trip. Chavez hits it sharply, but right at Chris Gomez. So that's a 1-2-3 second for Johan. We'll see Torii Hunter, A.J. Pierzynski, and Matthew LaCroix in the bottom of the second. A well-informed Twin fan. Yes, it is Torii with 2 eyes. 28th birthday today. And he'll lead it off here in the bottom of the second against Barry Zito. Torii Hunter hit home run number 15 last night. Took it right down the right field line against Tim Hudson. Huddy gave up 11 hits in total. Really only 2 were well struck. Base hit by Jock Jones in the first, Ray. And this one, Huddy got up a little bit, was well hit.
Tim Hudson has to be wondering why he being swung at. So far out of the strike zone, and Huddy provided the power, and it worked out well for Torii Hunter.
And Torii Hunter will take pitches the other way. To take a look at our Bank of America Higher Standard spray chart on Torii Hunter, he uses the entire field. He's not strictly a pull hitter. There's almost as many hits to right field as he does this year to left. Taking here, and he takes a 4-pitch walk from Barry Zito. So Barry had a 1-2-3 bottom of the first, but he starts the second with a 4-pitch base on balls to Hunter. Now he'll work to the hottest Twin hitter, A.J. Pierzynski. He drove in a run last night, a couple of runs last night with a first-inning base hit, and later picked up an infield hit. A.J. has the batting average up to 300 on the year, and doing it despite playing every single day. He is starting tonight, his 16th consecutive game behind the plate. Twins recently designated backup catcher Tom Prince for assignment, and last night after the game they released him. So the only other catcher they have on the roster, Ray, is waiting on deck.
It's the DH.
Matthew LeCroy. What does that tell you? A.J., you're in there just about every day.
Well,
Matthew LeCroy DHs a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, the Twins have to hope that Brzezinski does not get hurt, because it takes out their DH, and LeCroy has to go behind the plate. LeCroy. And the pitcher hitting 6th in the lineup for the Twins.
LeCroy just apiece. Got his 0-2 on A.J. Pierzynski.
Barry, in his last start last Sunday, used all 3 pitches. Used them all effectively.
He was great. And if memory serves, he threw exactly 106 pitches. I think the whole nation found out he threw 106 pitches in his last start, as the A's didn't want him pitching in the All-Star game. And Major League Baseball decided to take him off the active roster. He still is a 2-time All-Star. He got introduced before the game, but he was not a part of the 32-man roster. He was replaced rather conveniently by Roger Clemens. And that process has now been changed. The Players Union announced yesterday they're not going to allow players to be replaced like that if they are elected by other players. There is a strikeout. Pierzynski seemed unsettled, uncomfortable the entire at-bat, and he took one right down the middle for strike 3. One away.
Starting with a fastball and then threw a couple of curves and then a fastball, challenged outside corner, and look at this overhead shot. Check the corner, right on the outside corner, not sparing an inch, because you can't with Questek, but there's no Questek here at the Metrodome. They said they can't do it here because the roof and the shadows, so it doesn't work here. So John Hirschbeck last night, Tim Cheetah tonight, and Mount Hollowell tomorrow. All 4 will be behind the plate in this series, but on their own.
They can do whatever they want. Substitute teacher. Be very interesting to go back after the course of the year. How many stadiums does Questek in? Like 13? 13 of the 30. Go back and figure out strike percentages in stadiums where Questek is versus where stadiums where Questek is not able to be used. Has to change the way the game is called.
Talking recently to an umpire, said it does not matter anymore how a catcher catches the ball. You know, we talked before about framing the ball in the strike zone. It's not supposed to mean a thing, because the pitch is supposed to be called when it crosses the plate, not after it reaches the catcher. Great curveball.
And in theory, that's correct.
Yeah,
right?
But in theory, how are you going to take from the catcher to home plate 2 feet and you're going to make the determination? There's a great curveball thrown by Barry Zito. Tremendous bite, and he threw it hard. No chance for LeCroy to make an adjustment on it.
And that's the one pitch where there may be a difference.
That's right.
The curveball, where it crosses the plate versus where the catcher receives the ball. Well, LeCroy blown away by Barry Zito. So after leadoff walk to Torii Hunter, he locks in, strikes out A.J. looking, and now LeCroy swinging.
Throws him with a curve, and then look at the heater inside. Something that, talking to Adam Melhuse, he did consistently last Sunday. He got the point that it was getting inside and tying up the hitters. And again, he only throws 88, 89 with a fastball, but after a devastating curveball on the outside, fastball looks at about 108, and it's in on your hands.
Melhuse did a very nice job catching Barry on Sunday, and he said he had to adjust. He was surprised how much Zito wanted to throw the fastball and how he wanted to throw it inside. But he said he puts that fastball anywhere he wants like that, let him throw it. Zito wound up with a no decision in his last outing. That's the game the A's came back to win at the bottom of the 9th. Arqueles with a triple. Ramon hit the ball to Hector Carrasco. He kind of zoned out and threw it to nobody. Here's Jock Jones chopping one. Mark Ellis there. On to Hatteberg, and after leadoff walk to Torii Hunter, Barry Zito gets the next 3, and at the end of 2, it's 0-0, A's and Twins. Well, we're back on Fox Sports Net tonight, and we'll be going away for a while, but back with you to begin a big series next Friday night, a week from tonight. And the A's are back to Southern California to take on the defending World Series champion Anaheim Angels. That's next Friday at 7 here on Fox Sports Net. And we will have 3 of the 4 games for you here on Fox Sports Net, beginning with the game next Friday night at Anaheim. Mark Ellis getting ready. Ramon Hernandez to lead off, followed by T. Long, and then it will be Mark Ellis. Ramon 1 for 3 last night, doubled in the A's second run. But he was out trying to stretch that double into a triple. And he admitted before the game he made a mistake talking to Ken Maka. He said he thought he heard the relay people to the Twins say home, home, home. Thought the throw was going to go home, but it was cut by Mientkiewicz. And he was nailed at third. Ball lifted to Dustin Moore. He's got it lined up and puts it away. Johan Santana making sweet music himself tonight. He has retired the first 7 Oakland A's.
And like Barry Zito using all of his pitches, he threw an 0-2 changeup to strike out David McCarty. And it's almost as if he was not going to waste a pitch. And a couple of 3-2 counts in the first inning, but since then, he's not going very deep in the count.
Took the rosters for the starting spot of Joe Mays, who once again, Ray, is wearing that sweatshirt over the uniform. It's 2 games in a row. Is he in uniform or not in uniform? They got the AC cranking in here. A little chill in the dome tonight?
It looks like he does not want to wear the sleeves when he's pitching, so instead of wearing a jacket, he'll put the sweatshirt over his uniform. I don't know. He's right-handed. That's the strange part about it. If he's left-handed, you could understand. Left-handed pitchers do some strange things, but they're also very good at their craft.
Strange but good.
Yep.
And we're seeing a couple of great lefties tonight. Johan Santana with a real tough fastball to catch up to, especially when it's placed there. That pitch was up and way inside, but Long tried to whack the 1-2.
Krasinski wants it outside. It's up and in, and T. Long, as we mentioned, with Tejada laying off the pitch, you have to. It's such a tough pitch to try to swing and make contact. But as long as the game's been played, hitters will tell you it's tough to lay off a high fastball.
He struck out Eric Burns to open the game. He got David McCarty on 3 pitches, changing speeds nicely. Now he strikes out Terrence Long. Here's Mark Ellis, who extended his hitting streak with 3 hits last night to a modest 7 games and beginning to pick it up. He had a good month of July. And Mark once again here in the Twin Cities, playing in front of both his mom and his dad and his grandfather, who made the 10-hour trip, as they always do. Whenever the A's arrive here in Minneapolis, they have gotten in the car and made the drive.
So they were happy with the 3 hits last night.
Folks from South Dakota like to drive their cars. Remember Dick Green came out to visit us last year in the 30th anniversary of the 72 World Series champion A's returning, and he drive like a week to get there. Ball hit to left field. Jock Jones will come in. Johan Santana, one time through the A's batting order, has been perfect. Good matchup tonight against Barry Zito. Well, there he is, Bay Area. You've been reading a lot about him, and you'll see him on Monday night in Kansas City when Rich Hart makes his first start with the Oakland A's. And Lisa in Sacramento and our Miller What's on Tap emails. What impact do you think Rich Hart could have on the A's season? That may be the $64 million question around here, huh?
But I think he could have a huge impact, and I think especially the way the A's offense is not scoring a lot of runs right now. They're not swinging the bat well, and when in doubt, hold the opposition down and hope your club can score enough just to win. But everybody is looking forward to seeing him pitch, and I like Tim Hudson's comments that it's been inevitable. Happy to see him up here, and especially if the pitchers up here can do anything to help him. And that's a great sign that they're willing to try to bring him along and let him be a part of the group.
He is going to wear number 40 throughout spring training. Steve Vucinich gave him number 16, and he and Tim Hudson, who wears number 15, hung out cubicle next to cubicle in the A's clubhouse in Phoenix. And Hudson kind of took him under his wing. The first half of the year, folks, the A's were 54-39. When the big three started, they won 40 and lost 19. When the fourth and fifth starters went, they won 14 and lost 20. So when the big three went, they were 21 over. When the fourth and fifth went, they were 6 under. So if he can just solidify the back end of the rotation along with Ted Lilly, I think you've got your question, Lisa. Yeah. This team can take off and do in the second half what they have done in the last 3 second halves. Dustin Moore pulls one right to Eric Chavez at third. And a little low Hannaford could not come up with it. And Dustin Moore reaches. So Scott Hatteberg made the first big mistake of many last night to open it up for the Twins. Let's hope that does not start an uprising.
Well, Eric Chavez caught the hard hit ball, and he does throw a little bit of a sinker. But a catchable ball as Scotty went down, and again looked like he caught him in the heel of the glove and popped straight out.
Now that one you cannot blame the artificial surface on, which certainly affected him adversely on the ball Guzman hit. And Hatteberg commits the error and a low throw, but a ball that hit his glove. So it is an error on Hatteberg. Here's Rivas, a very good bunter, hit and run guy. Moore takes off. Rivas puts it in play somehow. That's incredible. That ball almost came in and hit him. So with Dustin Moore moving on the pitch, Rivas able to put it in play. It's almost a bunt. The A's made 3 errors last night in the first inning alone. Hatteberg there. Chris Singleton will bobble one, hit by Torii Hunter, extra base. And a ball hit by Mientkiewicz, long fumbles, Pierzynski scores. Then later, this one was charged to Ellis Ray, but that's a ball that Hatteberg probably should scoop. 4 errors last night in total to tie a season high.
And not surprising that Ron Gardenhire put on the hit and run with Rivas after the error, allowing Moore to reach first base. And Ron Gardenhire probably trying to get his club to do what they did last night and put the hit and run on. He's trying to take advantage of the mistake, which they did very well in the first game of the series.
Nice big curveball tumbles over for a strike from Barry Zito to Chris Gomez. The Twin leadoff hitter tonight came into the game 1 for 8. Lifetime against the 2-time All-Star and Cy Young Award winner. He popped to short his first time. As an RBI shot now with Dustin Moore at second base. Moore began to flinch. And Zito came off the rubber, looked to throw to second. Ellis got in behind, but no throw. Moore began to lunge towards third base. Ellis coming in behind, trying to keep him closer. And the ball gets away from Ramon, and Moore will get third base anyway, and a ball in the dirt. Wild pitch to Barry Zito after the air. Scott Hatteberg, and the Twins have Moore in third with just 1 out.
Curveball from Barry, and just hit the dirt, and watch as the rotation takes it. Ramon moves in front of it, hits, but it hits at an angle. His body is not squared up towards the pitcher to have the ball hit softly and bounce in front of him. And breaking ball, you know which way it's breaking, you're going to move, but you just hope it bounces in such a way that it does stay in front, and that one did not.
Ken Maka now brings the infield in, which is even more challenging, playing on what is certainly the quickest artificial surface in the American League, if not all of baseball. Gomez passed Chavez. He was in, hit his glove, but he could not come up with it. So the Twins play ultimate small ball there. They get Moore out on the air. Rivas on a hit and run moves him to second. A dirt ball and a curveball puts Moore at third. Infield in and off of Chavez's glove, and the Twins have a 1-0 lead.
And I don't know how close this was to Eric's glove, but it jammed him. And I think Eric might have been fooled if we can see just how close he was. But I think he just misjudged. Ball was not hit crisply, and a tough play, especially playing in. You're only 9 feet away, and a tough.
Runner takes off right away. Throw is going to bounce and get in easily on the stolen base is Gomez. Another runner in scoring position. How close this one come to Chavez? He freezes for a moment there, Ray.
It looks like he jumped over or just not. Maybe didn't get up. He only got it 6 inches off the ground. I think, first of all, it's very tough for an infielder to judge how hard the ball is hit and to get the timing, and complicated it by playing even with the back.
think the ball did hit his glove, though. That replay showed the ball had a different angle after it went near the glove. Looked like it was knocked down a bit. 0-1 on Christian Guzman, the number 2 hitter. And he swings and misses. He bounced to short his first time tonight. He is 1 for 15 career against Barry Zito. Guzman pops it up. Ultra aggressive hitter. Hatteberg in foul ground will get there and make the catch for the second out of the inning. It'll bring out the first baseman Doug Mientkiewicz. Interesting call of Ron Gardenhire's to move Mientkiewicz up in the batting order tonight. A lefty against the lefty Barry Zito. Came into the game just 1 for 7 career against Barry. Popped to third his first time, and only the 4th time all year Ron Gardenhire has hit Mientkiewicz third. Of course, they're without their everyday third place hitter Corey Koski, who might be missing the entire weekend. They performed an MRI on his back on Wednesday, and it revealed a small bulging disc. Initially heard of a week ago tonight in Anaheim, but apparently during a rehab workout on Wednesday, he re-injured the back. 0-1 pitch to Mientkiewicz. Starts, stops, and takes a strike, says Tim Chaden.
Well, this is a knee-buckling curveball. Barry throwing. Trying to get out of the inning and leave the runner at second. Be a fastball. You don't want a curveball up in the zone.
And it's up in the ladder. He's going way up.
So 2 curveballs that buckle the knees of Mientkiewicz, and then 2 fastballs up and away, trying to get him to chase. And wouldn't have been a bad idea going right back to the 3rd curveball.
Well, when Ramon makes that obvious pantomime where he's going up the ladder like with a glove, it's easy for this runner at second base to tip not only location but pitch. It's going to be a high fastball. And usually it's probably better served for the hitter to lay off the pitch because it's not going to be anywhere near the strike zone. It shouldn't be.
This is an interesting sequence. And he went curveball, curveball, 2 great curveballs, and he's not thrown one since. And now will he do it 3-2 with first base open, but a right-hander in the on-deck circle?
Second sign would be a deuce, right?
Yeah.
Now they're going to go through it again. Twins lead 1-0. They scored 2 unearned runs in the bottom of the first last night. 5 in total. 3 were earned. They've got an unearned one here, and Mientkiewicz pulls one foul. As really, this could have been a 1-2-3 inning. And Hatteberg come up with the ball thrown by Eric Chavez across the diamond. It's possible that nobody gets on base, and Gomez's ball that Chavez dinged off the glove is caught by either Chavez or Tejada, who's playing back. These are the breaks. And the A's seemingly don't get any when they come inside the Metrodome. Not a great matchup, the A's and the Metrodome. Just the style of play here. The A's certainly are not a team built to play on turf, not a team built to play in this dome. Terry Ryan of the Twins has built his team philosophically very different than Billy Beane and the way the A's have gone. And partly because of the environment here, you've got to have more of the quote-unquote great athlete to play in this place. Tim Hudson has always enjoyed pitching in the Metrodome. Came into the game last night with an ERA of 1.98 inside the dome, the lowest of any pitcher in baseball, but gave up 11 hits. And again, 9 of the hits, even the Minneapolis plate papers today said they were bleepers and bloopers and bleeders. Only 2 were really struck that hard, but First time in his career outside of the playoffs last year that this place with his sinker balling assortment came back to haunt him a bit. A lot of those ground balls just found holes last night. A lot of foul balls here for Doug Mientkiewicz. He's making Barry work to get this third out. Mientkiewicz heavy on the pine tar, no batting gloves, and he chokes up slightly on the bat. Gets up on top of the plate. And he hits a curveball softly. Hatteberg slides over. Zito's already there, and Zito will beat Mientkiewicz, and that's the inning. But Hatteberg's there to start the inning, gets the Twins a run. They lead 1-0 after 3. Well, the A's looking for their first base runner of the game. Reigning American League MVP, Miguel Tejada will bat third here in the fourth. Time for Aflac Ducky to make his first second-half appearance of the year. We're thinking of MVPs with Miguel batting. We're looking for the first Latin-born player to win a Most Valuable Player award. First player from a Latin American country to win an MVP. Eric Burns takes a high fastball from Johan Santana. Santana falls behind Burns, so he struck out back in the first. 2-0. There's a strike.
Must be Twins related, huh? Think?
What'd you say, Mr. Paulson?
Is it a twin?
Is it a twin?
Or was it a twin?
That is our Aflac trivia question. Might have been a twin. Burns takes one down the line, ball slicing, and goes foul. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. You heard me read it, but I think it'd be more effective if you read it at home on our Aflac trivia question. So here it is.
You just want to hear the ducky.
Here it is. There it is. I shall remain silent. Or in Minneapolis, it might have a twin.
Was it infielder?
Field to it. An infielder. He could have been. Eric Burns strikes out again. He has struck out twice tonight. He is 0 for 2, and now the slump widens to a 5 for 55. A's are having a hard time with Johan Santana. He's retired the first 10, and he now has 4 strikeouts.
And the A's are a pretty good fastball hitting ball club, and that's the surprising thing, except for the changeup. McCarty swung and missed on 0-2. They've been fastballs.
Mixing in an occasional slider, which he throws there, and along with that changeup. Is he throwing that hard? We had him on the gun when he struck out Burns the first time, 87 miles an hour.
Well, the board inside showing 91-92 with his fastball.
Their board may be a little closer. The last one they had him at 91. Count is 2-0. A's are back in the Twin Cities where their 20-game winning streak came to an end last year. Scott Hatteberg hit the home run to beat the Royals on September the 4th, and the streak ended here on September the 6th. This one hit to left field, well struck. Jock Jones back, and he readjusts and makes the catch for the second out. For our Bank One American Higher Standards feature, we take you back to September the 1st of 2002. Tejada to left field. Well struck. Miguel Tejada has done it. Miguel Tejada has hit a 3-run walk-off homer to win the game. 18 in a row. I think that is Bank of America higher standards there, Miguel. That was an incredible come-from-behind win. And number 20 certainly was thrilling with a big lead and lost it, and then Hatteberg won it in the bottom of the 9th. But that game,
to get to it,
I think was the best of all of them. There's no doubt, and that was against the Twins. They swept the Twins, and that was off of Eddie Guardado. Keep in mind, one of the great closers in baseball.
A great weekend for Miguel, and then the Monday against Kansas City, also the game winner.
And Guardado's was Sunday the 1st, and then Labor Day Monday. He had a base hit up the middle to win a game.
He's the masked man next to Guardado. Was that?
Here's Rivas. Can't come up with the catch. Dustin Moore is there, though, to hold Tejada at first base. Oh, it will break up the perfect game bid for Johan Santana. First Twin to reach base. Rivas tried to make an incredible Randy Moss type over-the-shoulder catch here in the Metrodome. but he couldn't quite come up with it.
Hit just softly enough that Moore could not get to it. Neither could Hunter. It had to be number 2, Rivas, and he couldn't get it. And Miguel thought it was caught. Was not running, and that's something that is surprised to see. You can run hard, especially on turf, and that's something that you always do here, because you hit a fly ball and it bounces, you have a chance to be another 90 feet. And Miguel's just at first.
Well, he's had some hard luck this year, but he can't assume that one was going to be caught. That was a very difficult play. Here's Durazo now. First pitch swinging and first pitch popping. Gomez calling everybody away and makes the catch. Infield base hit for Miguel. His first hit of the night, but not on base very long against Johan Santana. Well, Mr. Fosse, are you thinking along with us going back to 1965? In our Aflac trivia question, we shall see. Looking for the first Latin American player to win a Most Valuable Player award. Here's Barry Zito working to Torii Hunter. Twins lead 1-0 as they come to bat in the bottom of the fourth. A error by Scott Hatteberg opened it up for the Twins to score their first run of the base hit by Chris Gomez. Torii Hunter to left field. David McCarty out there will take it casually. The former Twin. McCarty retires Torii Hunter. One away. Give us your guess here. First Latin American player to win the MVP.
Zorio Versales. Very good shortstop for the Minnesota Twins.
And you knew that one exactly right. Guessing infielder. Hit 273. Zolio did that year in '65. Led the American League in total bases with 308. Also led in at-bats. Had 45 doubles, 12 triples. Hit 19 home runs and scored 126 runs. Zolio was installed as the Twin shortstop the first year they moved to the Twin Cities from Washington back in 1961. Made the All-Star team in '63. And broke through and was the league MVP in '65. Here's Zolio, the mark of Zorro. Great defender, huh?
Yes, great hands. And of course playing at the old Met, which had real grass and a real ballpark. Outdoor, as cold as it got anyway, but Zolio could pick it.
19 homers and a 273 batting average back in '65, folks, was a pretty big year for a guy who could play defense like Zolio. Here's A.J. Pierzynski. Big curveball past Zito. Marcellus is there, and he will throw out. Pierzynski, yes. Hatteberg rolling, but stays on the base long enough. So Hatteberg, who has had a tough defensive series, makes a tremendous play here. Ellis's throw was wide, but a rolling play by Hatteberg retires Pierzynski.
Ellis backed up because he knew he had a little extra time with Pierzynski running, and then had to hurry right at the last instant. And when he did, pulled Hatteberg to the right, but you could see clearly kept his right foot on the bag. And that's what Matt Hallowell was looking for, and he saw it as we did. Ellis right there just rushed his throw because he could see Pierzynski getting down the line, and Hatteberg made the adjustment.
Well, it's tough to do, to go get the baseball like that, but maintain possession with the bag. He didn't give that foot away. A tremendous play. Matthew Lecroy's played some first base. Also doing a lot of DHing and part-time catching. Here's a strike. Beautiful curveball by Zito, and Lecroy says, "What do you want me to do with that?" It was only in the strike zone at the very end of its flight to the plate. What a beautiful pitch. Ramon wants that deuce away again.
Nice ball away. Went to that.
Changed off, and that one was there. Zito thought he had strike 3 called with a fastball right on the spot, but
so did Leroy.
Tim Cheetah, only guy didn't think so.
And Ramon doesn't move. Look. I mean,
Zito's heading in.
What part of it was not a strike?
Came back with a changeup away. So LaCroix's seen all 3 pitches. Great curveball, fastball, and a changeup. Now what will he get on 3-2? Fastball away. And it works. LaCroix with a swing and a miss, and that's a very nice 1-2-3 for Barry Zito. At the end of 4, the A's trail 1-0 in Minneapolis. Don't forget, now you can get A's tickets for just $2 at a participating Subway. Purchase a Subway fresh value meal And you'll get a discount coupon that gets you in to see the A's play for just a couple of bucks. You'll get over to a Subway, and we'll see you at the Coliseum. Here's a ball up the middle. Luis Rivas, a jump shot to first. No chance. Safe. Mientkiewicz comes off the base barely, but what a play by Luis Rivas. David McCarty really had to earn that infield base hit. Rivas will get a standing ovation here at the Metrodome for his effort.
Could not get a lot on the throw, and David McCarty really hustling down the line, going into left field, and there's the reason. It just kind of a a high fly ball thrown by Rivas because he could not get enough on it, but a remarkable throw, accurate as it was, and just right there pulled Mientkiewicz off the bag.
We are seeing Luis Rivas and Christian Guzman play energized baseball defensively on this series. Again, they've both been in Ron Gardenhire's doghouse. Guzman was benched for the entire series last weekend in Anaheim. Rivas has also been chastised for lackadaisical play recently after a game. Gardenhire said, my two middle infielders weren't ready in a loss in Arlington. They are both wizards. Of course, Rivas is a natural shortstop playing over at second base because of Guzman.
Ron Gardenhire using a little bit of the Tom Kelly philosophy. You don't want to play, you sit down next to me. And eventually, you'll realize that you want to be playing and you'll play the right way.
Eric Chavez hit the ball hard his first time up, lined out to third baseman Chris Gomez, but he's had a tough time with Santana throughout his career. Johan Santana, now you're going to hear more about, was very effective in their bullpen, gave him a third lefty out there along with their closer Eddie Guardado and J.C. Romero, guy who could pitch just to a tough lefty like Chavez here and there, or give you a longer outing out of the bullpen. And they always knew that eventually they would move him into the starting rotation. Swing and a miss there. He strikes out Eric Chavez. One away in the A's fifth. 5 strikeouts for Johan Santana.
Well, the big breaking ball, and look at Eric trying to reach as he opened up in the midsection, really opening and then trying to stretch out far enough to reach a breaking ball that probably really couldn't tell whether it was a strike or not. Open up as much as Eric did, it's tough really to locate the pitch.
Ramon Hernandez flied out to right his first time up against Santana, who was a free agent signee of the Astros back in July of '95. 4 years in the Astros organization. And then Terry Ryan worked out a trade where the Florida Marlins took him the Rule 5 draft in December of '99, but they had a deal already existing to trade him immediately here. The A's have been very good throughout the years, picking up gems off baseball's scrap heap, either through the Rule 5 process, Ray, or with David McCarty and both Adam Melhuse. They were able to sign them as minor league free agents. They both had good years at Sacramento, and here they are in the big leagues. Ramon hits one to Guzman. Rivas has got one across the bag, and that's a double play. The A's get a leadoff base hit from McCarty, but Santana gets a double play ball off the bat of Ramon. 1-0 halfway through it. A's and Twins tonight, right after we're done. It's the Best Damn Sports Show period. Their All-Star Summer rolls on with Sir Charles. I'm sure we'll have a thought or two on Kobe Bryant's situation and the guy who says he's the second best linebacker in the NFL. L.A. LeVar Arrington of the Washington Redskins, all on the Best Damn Sports Show period after the A's and Twins. Cruising along here, 1-0 game. Twins scored an unearned run off of Barry Zito. Back in the third, there by Scott Hatteberg allowed Dustin Moore to reach. And with one out and Moore at third, Chris Gomez singled him in. A's have only picked up a couple of base hits off of Johan Santana. And once again, we have a pitching duel. Jock Jones bounced to second his first time up. And again, Zito. This one hit to left center field. Off the end of the bat, it sounded like, and it's taken by Eric Burns, who was shaded that way anyway. So one away here in the Twin fifth. You check out Barry Zito. He was on Craig Kilborn last year. Of course, he made his acting debut on our list. And he's been in the Best Damn Sports Show period when Lisa Guerrero was on that show. And the other night, Wednesday night, he made the Late Show with David Letterman across 53rd Street and took out a window at the Ed Sullivan Theater after technically that was the 7th pitch he threw. They edited it. You saw the interference, Ray? Looked like it was his 4th pitch, but Zito said it took him 7 tries to break the window.
You know what? Just figure the window was 100 feet away.
It's a long way.
That's what he said. Hey, guys, you gave me some misinformation. Take a look at it. This is 100 feet away, not 60 feet 6 inches, and he's throwing for just the one window, not all of them. And it was...
He's got to hit that window?
Yeah, that window, because it was an empty apartment. They had an inside shot, and it was vacated.
Way inside to Dustin Moore. I guess they wanted to make sure they got the show done in time, so they edited it down to make it look like the 4th try.
But
he didn't walk the batter.
You know what?
3-0 pitch, got the strike.
I would dare somebody to try to do it in 7 or 10 or 15. Not that easy.
Next time we're in New York, we'll go up there and try that.
You will. But you know what? Barry handled himself extremely well. I thought David Letterman asked some very good questions, and Barry handled them well as he handles this fastball inside to the right-hander more. Good fastball inside, and like Sunday, he is really getting the fastball inside of the right-handers, but mixing enough just the fastballs away that they cannot sit on the inside part.
Bunt shown by Rivas, and that's a strike. It's strike 1 on Luis Rivas. Barry thought he was a little mellow.
He was.
But that's Barry.
Yeah.
He's a mellow dude. Probably more mellow when he visited with Craig Kilborn a little while ago, but he didn't get to sing the song he wrote for David.
No.
Next time, huh?
He got a big chuckle out of Dave Letterman when he said, Barry said, I wrote a song about you, David, and Paul.
Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, Paul Schaefer said, I can't wait to hear it.
Down as a ball and 2 strikes on Rivas, who with Dustin Moore over at first base in the 3rd at a hit and run. And he was able to move him along. Not this time. Barry Zito has retired 8 Twins in a row. That's a quick 1-2-3 with a couple of punch outs. Down 1-0 though after 5. On Sunday, August the 3rd, you can take pictures of your favorite A's players on the field before the game. The A's will take on the New York Yankees that day at 1:05. It's Fujifilm Photo Day. OaklandAthletics.com to get your tickets, or call 510-762 ball. It'll be on the A's coming homestand, 3 against the Indians and 3 against the Yankees. And the A's are scheduled to pitch in that series against the Yankees. Tim Hudson, Barry Zito, Mark Mulder in that order. Long down the line, safe. He beat Santana. On a slowly hit ball, Mientkiewicz got there. And it just took too long for the flip from Mientkiewicz to Santana. See Long busting it down the line. Hopefully he's okay. He's got a base hit to open the A's 6th.
Well, they're going to, Matt Hollowell, and I don't know what he missed or what he thought he didn't see, but let's see if he catches the bag.
Bare hand catch.
He stepped right over it. He definitely stepped over it. Misses it right there and then steps over it unless his right foot got a corner of it.
Now what's up with Terrence Long as he went down the line? He pulled up. There's Matt Hollowell, the first base umpire.
I think like Shannon Stewart last night, he hit the bag awkwardly.
Trying to lunge for the base?
Well, or just because the near collision with Santana arrived at the same time and maybe tried to move off to the side, catch the bag on the side. If he did, he might have twisted his ankle a little.
Ken Maka was saying that Billy McMillan is likely going to start tomorrow's game against Brad Radke. He's getting loose. He is massaging the left knee, but also limping on that left leg overall. Let's take a look and see what happened to Terrence. Ball, look at that ball jump on Mientkiewicz.
Santana's right there and got it to,
oh yeah.
Yeah, right at the edge. And then watch his left foot twist there. No, I think he just hit the bag right on the edge of it, twisted a little bit. Great hustle by T. Long. And that's what can happen on this artificial surface. It's just incredible.
Well, the A's have a leadoff batter aboard with an infield single. This is 2 straight innings. The A's have gotten the leadoff hitter on base. Last night they got the leadoff hitter on base 5 consecutive innings. The 3rd through the 7th, but was able to score the leadoff batter only one time. And here's Mark Ellis now. He's down 1-0, and Ellis fouls the first one back. Mark flied to left his first time up. They had a 3-hit game last night, and currently has a 7-game hitting streak working. A's offensively have struggled, even in sweeping the Orioles last weekend. The 3 games before the All-Star break, they didn't do much hitting at all. A's last night beaten by a score of 6-2. And in the month of July, the A's have been doing it with their pitching. Dead last in almost every category offensively.
And if you're not scoring runs, you're not swinging the bat, you have to play solid defense and get good pitching. Because you really have to limit the opposition. And the A's winning Sunday, the 5th game in succession before a streak ended last night. But winning Sunday after not scoring for 8 innings and got a gift run in the bottom of the 9th to win it.
Finding a way.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. The A's are 8-5 in July despite the lack of offense. It's interesting, though, now, as the trade deadline is less than 2 weeks away, everybody's assuming the A's are going to try to make a bid to get one of the better offensive players. Juan Gonzalez has been rumored. Ryan Giles of Pittsburgh. J.D. Drew of St. Louis. The A's are 4 back, and how they play on this road trip will probably really affect Buddy Bean and what he does in the trade market. When the A's get off this road trip, it's going to be July the 29th when they begin the homestand. The deadline is July 31st, 2 weeks from yesterday. 1-2 pitch. But Billy had an interesting comment recently saying there's a misconception out there that we're just going to add offense. The point is to outscore the opponents. And one of the stats I know Billy looks at, and I think one of the most underrated stats in all of sports, is differential how many you score versus the other team. The true great teams in sports outscore their opponents by a lot. Now, it would help if you scored more, but if you could also limit the opponents from scoring more, that would help you in that regard. I think that's where Rich Harden comes into play. Ellis way out in front, strikes out there. And he is the first out here of the A's 6th inning.
And a changeup. Here comes the big delivery, and it pulls the string. And Mark just could not stay back long enough to make contact. Watch the front side, gets out in front, holds the bat back, but just fooled it. And what Santana's doing, as he did with McCarty and now Ellis, usually ahead in the count, you go hard stuff, but he is throwing change-ups when he isn't ahead of the count. And definitely getting the job.
Quick throw, very close. That was a snap pickoff attempt by Santana, and he almost caught Terrence Long.
The team out on the carpet, and the step off, throw quickly.
He's back.
Yep. Got the right hand in. I tell you, if he had flinched at all towards second, he would have gotten it.
Santana with 6 strikeouts tonight. 2 have been on Eric Burns. Brzezinski able to block that 1-0 advancement from Terrence Long. Brzezinski, as we noted earlier, 16 straight starts behind the plate. This is his 76th start of the year. Tom Prince, who was released, made 11, and Matthew LeCroy's made just 8. So they are leaning on A.J. Brzezinski to catch every single day, just about. Throw over to first base again was the call from the bench. Santana pitched very well last Friday night in Anaheim. Gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, went 6. That was his first start since June the 13th. Brzezinski wants a fastball away to Eric Burns.
Also wants it up.
And Burns fouls it straight back. So Burns, a couple of strikeouts tonight. He is hitless in 15 straight at bats. And that was there.
Yeah, that fastball down is the one Eric has been hitting better. The pitch up in the zone is one he is not getting through the hitting zone.
Dave Hudgens feels like he's just a little bit out in front, catching the ball a few inches out in his swing, and because of that, the bat head is a little bit lower at that point. That's why he's popping the ball up so much. He pulls this one to the hole. Guzman backhand to second. Got the out there. They'll never double Burns. Burns reaches in the fielder's choice, but a nice play by Christian Guzman to get Terrence Long at second base.
And that's where it hurt Eric Burns. Cost him a hit because there was a runner on. Guzman probably does not throw Eric Burns out at first, but he goes a short route. He gets the force, no chance to double up Burnsy, but when you're scuffling, you're looking for a hit, you hit the ball in the hole, got a chance to beat it out, but they take the short way and get one out, and it's a fielder's choice.
And that keeps it alive for Scott Hatteberg. Hatteberg 0 for 2 tonight, hitting a .258 on the season in total. Takes a fastball strike. Hatteberg thought it was high, but Tim Cheetah says strike one.
Talking to Scotty about last night when a couple of pitches in the first at bat called strikes, and he said it not only affects you in that particular at bat, it affects you the whole game, because then you realize that you have to go out of the strike zone that you came in thinking the umpire was going to call.
Strike two. Hatteberg is seething.
Outside corner, and this one, as we saw with Barry Zito, doesn't automatically mean when it's outside corner there's a strike, but in the case of Hatteberg it was.
Santana will throw over to first. Eric Burns, fastest A. 2 outs, 2 strikes. The Twins feel like he may be on the go here. The A's are down 1-0. Batting in the top of the 6th. They got the leadoff hitter aboard. And now with 2 outs, they got Scott Hatteberg up. Hatteberg has hit much better this year with runners on base. Lays off that pitch, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hatteberg at .258 overall. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting .389, which is tied for second in the American League. Eric Burns is so fast, though, even at first base. We're going to say he's in scoring position with 2 outs.
The ball hit to the gap for sure with scoring. It's not hard to hit the ball in the gap here at the Metrodome.
Time called as A.J. Pierzynski will go out to talk. Barry Zito has pitched a beauty tonight. He's only allowed 1 unearned run. It was Scott Hatteberg's error. And a ball hit by Dustin Moore. Moore grounded one to Eric Chavez. Chavez's throw was low, but certainly catchable. But Hatteberg going down could not come up with it. Moore reached, came around to score on a base hit by Gomez. So Hatteberg trying to atone for that mistake. In the box, takes it high. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Santana a little concerned about Burns using the slide step a little bit more consistently in this at bat, and last 2 pitches up and out of the strike zone. I don't think Burns is going anywhere unless Hatteberg hits one someplace.
Count goes full now. Hatteberg, so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes, fell behind 0-2 quickly against Santana, but he's been able to take it full. Mientkiewicz coming in from first to tell Santana he's going to play behind Eric Burns. Burns will be off and running. Miguel Tejada waiting on deck, Ray.
Have to look out for the trick play. I want Mientkiewicz to break behind him, so Burns has to make sure that he throws to the plate.
Playing behind him, sort of. Burns takes off, and Hatteberg chases one and strikes out. And the A's get a leadoff man on again, but do not score. Down 1-0 going to the bottom of the 6th. Making only his 5th start of the year, his 28th as a major leaguer. Johan Santana is throwing a gem tonight, allowing just 3 hits, and he has struck out 7 Minnesota Twins. Rick Reed, who overall's had a tough year, but he pitched very well last night, allowing just a couple of runs in 7. And the A's go from the crafty right-hander one night to the hard-throwing young lefty, and having a tough time. Down 1-0 as Barry Zito goes to work in the bottom of the 6th. This is the top of the order, and leadoff man Chris Gomez. Christian Guzman, Doug Mientkiewicz to follow. Big curveball misses. 1-1 on Gomez. Hitting in the leadoff spot tonight for the 5th time all year is Shannon Stewart, their new leadoff hitter, the former Blue Jay. A late scratch due to a foot injury suffered last night in his Twin debut. So Gomez goes in the lineup, and what does he do? He bangs in the game's only run so far, scoring Dustin Moore from third base for the base hit with the infield in just off the glove. Eric Chavez at third. Takes a strike. Count is 2-2. The curveball, and Zito strikes out Gomez. Let's go back to Scott Hatteberg's at-bat to end the top of the inning, Ray, as he chased a pitch which is unlike Scott Hatteberg, but there's a reason why.
Here's the first pitch called by Tim Cheetah, the first pitch of the at-bat. Look at the height of it, and Scott Hatteberg's a little bit upset. Now, granted, this pitch he swings at is much higher than the first one, but what it does is put the thought in his mind that if he's calling the high fastball, I have to be conscious of it. And 3-2, he was just a little bit too anxious, but he was saying before the game, that's what happens. You have your strike zone figured out, but then it can change. And you have to make adjustments, and he just did not adjust and lay off the pitch.
Well, you had to figure something was up there. We've seen Scott Hatteberg play for the last year and a half. Have you ever seen him swing at a pitch so far out of the strike zone like that, up like that? Now, he's the best we've seen in zoning.
Yeah.
Not just swinging at only strikes, Ray, but swinging at strikes in certain spots over the plate. He's a magnificent at that. 1-2 pitch to Christian Guzman. Zito strikes him out. So back-to-back strikeouts on nasty breaking balls, and Barry Zito is matching Johan Santana pitch for pitch.
Third batter in a row that he struck out with a curveball. He's got more with a fastball, so he has struck out 4 in succession. And I think right now, Barry Zito, again going back to last Sunday, 8 shutout innings. He's throwing any of his 3 pitches anytime in the count. And from the hitter standpoint, you don't want to face it, because you know he has 3 dominating pitches. And Tim Cheetah is enjoying calling the curveball. And he should. There have been strikes.
He has struck out 7 in total. He has struck out 5 of the last 6 Twins, and as Ray notes, 4 in a row. Warren Rivas to end the 5th, and Gomez and Guzman to start the 6th. This one lifted. Who's going to catch it? David McCarty will come over and take it in foul territory. 1-2-3 for Barry Zito. A's down 1-0 after 6 full. Ready for some work maybe later in the game. The A's are getting ready for the return of the second in a row of 3 straight champions. Saturday, August the 2nd, 30th anniversary year, the '73 World Series champions. Raleigh and Joe Rudy and Vida Blue, and of course Mr. Fossey will be on hand. So get your tickets at 510-762-BALL. Also, OaklandAthletics.com. Reggie Jackson will be back. We'll throw out the first pitch as the A's take on the Yankees. Of course, the A's beat another team from New York to win that World Series. They beat the New York Mets. And even though that was the second for the A's, Ray, that was the first for you. First time as a World Series champion. What was that moment like when you guys won it?
Well, for me to be traded from Cleveland 10 days ago in spring training and join a club that just won the World Series, I was first of all upset to be traded because I didn't think I would ever be traded. I wanted to stay in Cleveland, and I also was upset because they'd already won the championship. And I was going there figuring that they won it, but coincidentally, it happened to be home field advantage for the A's in 1973. Came back from New York, down 3-2 and won games 6 and 7 at the Coliseum. So the All-Star game of 2003, well, that's what it's all about, home field advantage, and it helped the A's in '73.
Tejada hits one to right center field. 2-time Gold Glover Torii Hunter will get it. And Miguel is retired, 1 away in the top of the 7th.
Only the third ball hit to the outfield today. Tonight, third fly ball out to the outfield.
Johan Santana has been outstanding tonight, the young lefty from Venezuela. Twins have had a struggle with their starting pitching. Rick Reed was very good last night, but that was the first time since the 4th of July, a streak of 10 games where the Twins held an opponent to 3 runs or fewer in winning 6-2. So their starting rotation, where most of their $55 million payroll is invested, has been struggling. But we're going to see Brad Radke tomorrow. He's had a couple of good starts in a row. Santana has pitched well. The Twins on June the 13th led this division by 5 games. ERA at the time was about 4. Going into the game last night, they were 6-22. And the ERA had really ballooned to over 6, and their starters have been the main culprit. Durazo chops at Guzman's there, and he throws out Durazo. 2-1.
Well, Guzman, of course, knows how to play the artificial surface, and he got to the ball before it took the next hop. Before it hit the ground and got it in the air to avoid having to try to make a scoop.
Twins, even though they're playing a little better, they've got a lot of ground to make up. The KC Royals lead this division by 7.5 games over the Twins. Johan Santana working with a full week of rest. He worked last Friday at Anaheim. Pitch total low, pitching well. KC Royals are leading the Seattle Mariners again tonight, right? It was the last time we saw the score.
3-1.
3-1 they lead. They're up by a 7.5 in the division. They have the second largest lead in baseball. The Royals, only the Braves have a larger bulge. Ball hit to Rivas, jump shot again by Guzman and Rivas. They are out of the doghouse, and they are playing terrific defense behind Johan Santana tonight. Summary, as usual, is brought to you by Jack in the Box. He's looking for a couple of runs to pop out tonight as they are down 1-0. Barry Zito has been stupendous. Lost a game here earlier in the year where he was throwing a one-hitter, only a home run to Corey Koski, but then he gave up a 3-run homer to Bobby Kelty, wound up with a tough loss. An unearned run, the only scoring tonight. Dustin Moore reached out of there by Scott Hatteberg, came in to score with a base hit by Chris Gomez through a drawn-in infield. Zito has retired 11 Twins in a row as he goes to work here against Torii Hunter. Zito has had a great changeup, which he just threw. An even better curveball, a very strong fastball. He could not be pitching any better than he is tonight. But the A's again not scoring for him. They didn't score a single run while he was in the game on Sunday. Ground ball by Hunter, taken by Marquez routinely. And that is a easy ground out. Barry Zito raced 7 strikeouts tonight. Our Carl's Jr. in your pace.
Fastball, fastball, fastball. Curve, another fastball and more. Then it goes to the curveball. Another curveball. And guess what? Uncle Charlie again. I tell you, there's some pitches, man.
Wicked. Wicked stuff. And his changeup may be the best of all. There's a curveball again, a strike. He is just PlayStation 2 good tonight. Just one walk. At one point, he struck out 4 Twins in a row. He struck out A.J. Pierzynski looking. This one hit to left center field in the gap. Here comes Burns. So we'll defer to David McCarty, who makes the play. McCarty, a pretty good outfielder. Even though he's played a lot of first base, he's been playing in the outfield since Summer League days, he says, growing up, and he covers some ground in left field. Big man.
And he'll play all 3 outfield positions and first base. So it shows some versatility for the Athletics. And
he can play center field as well?
I asked him today because I knew he played right and left, but he said he played center as well.
How many guys can play first base and then go out and play center field? Not too many, huh?
Corey Koski probably can't.
They're just hoping to get him back at third. There's a chance the A's won't have to deal with him all weekend. He may come back Sunday, but he will not be in tomorrow against Mulder. maybe Sunday for Ted Lilly. Koski, along with Torii Hunter, the best home run production at the All-Star break, and now Hunter homered last night, so he's up on him 15-14 in the home run category. Koski, the one twin hitter that was swinging the bat well going into the break. They made the trade to get Shannon Stewart. 1-2 pitch to LaCroix, misses. 2-2.
Matthew LaCroix tonight has been fooled quite a bit by Barry Zito. 2 strikeouts on fastballs, but he's been throwing changeups and curveballs.
Curveball missing there, and it goes full rate. Why did the Twins let David Ortiz go? He had a very good year last year for them as their DH at 20 homers, drove in 75. He's now a Boston Red Sox.
Bet it had something to do with money.
It always does.
Yeah.
And they also wanted to let this guy play more, LaCroix. That they've not gotten a lot of production from the DH spot. And while the Twins were struggling there, losing 22 of 28, everyone was just talking about letting David Ortiz go. That Gardenhire shot back at one point. We're talking too much about losing some guys. Maybe we need to bring some guys in. And Terry Ryan did on Wednesday, making the trade to get Shannon Stewart. Stewart has had a history of injury. He had a lot of hamstring problems with the Blue Jays. In fact, he was on the disabled list earlier this year with a hammy. Not playing tonight due to a foot injury. Zito strikes out LaCroix for a 3rd time. 8 strikeouts for Barry, 3 against LaCroix. A's looking for offense, down 1-0 after 7. Got a joyful Pepsi line score. They cannot waste this outing by Barry Zito, who is pitching an absolute masterpiece. We have seen some very good pitching performances gone by the boards this year. This one may be the best, as Eric Chavez takes a strike, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Scott Hatteberg's there, costly, but the A's still have time here if they can figure out Johan Santana. And he has been very good. Eric Chavez 0 for 2 tonight, lined out to 3rd, struck out. The A's have 3 hits. The Twins only have 1 hit tonight off of Zito. No, says Tim Cheetah. And the count is 3-1.
Well, this is a good time for Eric Chavez to be a patient hitter.
Right.
What Dave Hutchins told him, Dave was talking to Chavez after the All-Star break, and he had a very bad extra batting practice yesterday, and Dave said, take a couple of walks. You don't have to swing at everything. As it turned out last night, he swung a lot of pitches out of the strike zone.
Takes this one down the line in left field. Well struck in the corner. Slicing 5. Just missed a double. Now you see the awesome foul of Chavez the other way. Just kind of flicked one.
Starting pitcher for the A's, a cheerleader on the bench, trying to get his offense going. Xavi taking the outside fastball, and actually pretty good fastball plate-wise. That's how far he drove it down the line. Just foul, though.
Well, that camera shot we have from the roof here really gives you a good vantage point on where the pitch is. That's ball 4. Like to see that from up top. That was a borderline pitch, but Chavez draws the walk there. Let's see if it's a strike or not. Very, very close. It's a good take for Chavez, though, to get that call.
Oh, man.
Somewhat surprising he took that pitch. You would have called that a strike, wouldn't you?
Well, I think the shot showed that it was a strike.
Let's see what the A's do with the runner Chavez, the batter Ramon Hernandez. Ramon clubs away and lifts one to right field. Not going to be deep enough. Dustin Moore is back. It's lined up, makes the catch. The A's have not had a problem with the leadoff batter in this series. They just have not been able to do much after getting the leadoff hitter on base. Well, we'll see the Sacramento River Cats, some of the future A stars coming up on Fox Sports Net, as the River Cats once again will take on the Giants' top team, the Fresno Grizzlies, live from Rayleigh Field. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. That is tomorrow night here on Fox Sports Net. You saw some footage of Luis Lopez playing at third base for the Cats. A's have pulled up a few Cats. Rich Harden, the latest. David McCarty was there for a while, along with Adam Melhuse. Well, Troy Hawkins, who had a good outing last night, is up in the Twin bullpen, and he begins to loosen now. Terrence Long, the batter. He picked up the infield base hit, the slow roller down the first base line that he was able to beat the exchange from Mientkiewicz to Santana, who missed first base. Ball popped up out of play, and that'll be back in the seats, and T. Long is down a couple of strikes. A's 5 straight innings last night. Got the leadoff hitter on base. Didn't do much after. And tonight, right now, 3 of the last 4 innings, they've gotten the leadoff hitter on base against Johan Santana. The first 2 times, that leadoff hitter never touched second base. Santana has a good move to first. And it's away. The appeal, no swing, says the third base umpire, John Hirschbeck. Crew chief who worked the plate last night. Veteran umpire and crew. Let's see how close it came to being a swing.
Breaking ball away, definitely held it back. Just watch the head of the bat as T. Long with his strong hands and arms able to stop it.
Finally found something good about the roof, Ray. Able to put a camera up there to get that shot. That's a good look. A bird's eye view. Long spits on another, and it's 2-2. Crowd, they thought it was a strike. Santana trying to nick the outer black. Let's see.
Well, it's good discipline by Terrence Long. Very tempting. But that's when you can recognize the spin of the baseball.
Outside.
Yeah. You recognize the spin and know when it leaves the pitcher's hand that it's going to be breaking as sharply as it was, and it's going to be out of the strike zone.
Way up now with a fastball. Gave him a changeup away. Now he overthrows the fastball a bit. What do you do if you can mock it? Do you start Eric Chavez here?
With the lefty, he's got to make sure. It would be almost like a hit and run in a sense that the runner has to make sure the pitch goes to the plate and hope that it's either a ball or contact is made. You don't want to get picked off trying to leave too quickly. Terrence Long struck out his first time tonight. He has struck out 40 times on the year. Chavez not going. Long to center field's got a base hit. Chavez will stop on Torii Hunter. In fact, he's got to get back to second base as Torii throws behind him. So a base hit by T. Long, his second of the game, and the A's have 2 on. Well, great at bat by Terrence Long to take the sliders and then get the count to 3-2 to get the fastball and hammers it to center field. Here comes Ron Gardenhire, and there goes Johan Santana. In comes LaTroy Hawkins, and Santana will get a hero's send-off, a standing ovation. He pitched a beauty, but now it's in the hands of the Twins bullpen. A's have 2 on, trying to tie or take the lead. Well, Santana had the rhythm tonight as he allows just 4 hits and 7 in the third, walks only 1 man. That was to Eric Chavez leading off the inning, and then Terrence Long picks up the base hit, and the Twins are going to lift Santana from the game and bring in LaTroy Hawkins. He will face Mark Ellis in a rematch of last night, and Mark was able to pick up a base hit against him. Hawkins was effective last night, though, as he worked the 9th inning and allowed only the base hit to Ellis. Got the other 3 outs routinely. 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball strike. As the Twins make a Nextel direct connect to the bullpen, going from Santana to Hawkins, you take a look at his numbers. The ERA of 2.51, 5-2, 1-loss record, and 54 strikeouts versus only 10 walks. A's have 2 runners on base for the first time all night. Chavez at second, Long at first, and Ellis fouls it back. Count is a ball and 2 strikes on the A's second baseman, who was 0 for 2 tonight. First time the A's have had a runner reach second base tonight. You're right. That's a couple of guys on. speed on the bases. So again, an outfield playing very shallow. And that's dangerous, especially if the ball hits towards the gap, because it can roll all the way to the wall. Hunter playing Ellis a right center. Figures not going to get around the fastball from Hawkins. Same with Moore in right.
Hawkins, a very hard thrower, former starting pitcher here. 1-2 pitch, and Ellis on that one fouls it straight back. Got the fastball. Hawkins has been in the Twins organization for a long, long time. Drafted in '91, 13th year in their chain, 6'4" with the Twins. Like Santana's been used in a variety of roles, starter, closer, and now finding his niche as a setup man for Eddie Guardado. If it's second side, Ray, it's fastball away.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, and Ellis pops it out. Rivas way out, calls away the outfielders. Now they're going to call him off, and Moore makes the catch. Marquez flies out to right, 2 away.
A 96-mile-an-hour fastball, hard fastball, and Ellie could not get through it and get around. Caught it in the back of the plate.
Well, Hawkins gets a huge second out of the inning, and now Ken Maka is going to make a very interesting decision. Eric Burns is scheduled to bat, and he has called Burns back. Eric, in a 5 for 56 slump and 0 for 3 tonight, is going to be pinch hit for. And Billy McMillan will be the guy who will pinch hit. And it's quite possible when the A's face Brad Radke tomorrow that Eric Burns will not be in the lineup. Rock said that Billy McMillan probably will play tomorrow. Who knows, he may lead off. Well, here's a big pinch hit roll for Billy McMillan. And for Barry Zito's chances to get either a no decision or a win tonight. Zito has had one of the great outings of the year. It would be absolutely criminal to waste his pitching performance tonight. And McMillan grounds one in the hole, a base hit. Coming around third is Chavez. Moore's throw to the plate, offline. Chavez safe. He ties the game.
Wow, what a slide by Eric Chavez.
Pierzynski had to go up the line, but he thinks he got back to tag Chavez out. But Tim Cheetah says Chavez safe. Another huge pinch hit for Billy Mack.
Well, the ball gets to the outfield so quickly. Moore had it before Xavi actually rounded third. Throw up the line, but watch the slide by Eric Chavez. Comes in, almost feet first, and turns over and grabs the plate with his hand. Look at this. He went over the tag. He slid the tag. Pierzynski did, but Xavi slid and put his hand over. And what a call by Tim Cheetah to make the call, throw, and Pierzynski gets there before, but Cheetah is right on it. Tim Cheetah just made a great call and a great slide by Eric Chavez.
And Johan Santana is not going to win the game, and now we'll have to see if he's going to lose the game. What a call by Ken Maka to pinch hit Billy McMillan. That's all he's going to do tonight. See, one pitch, single in the tying run, and now he's going to be pinch run for by Chris Singleton. So Barry Zito arguably could be throwing a no-hitter tonight. Now he is the guy feeling good on the dugout bench while Santana agonizes. Here's Scott Hatteberg. And the ball gets away from Pierzynski, but he's able to block it enough to prevent Terrence Long from coming down the line at third base.
Yeah, excellent block by Pierzynski. Hit just beyond the plate. And he got the glove down quickly enough. Mid-90s fastball. It's tough to do.
Terrence Long, the go-ahead run at third base here in the top of the 8th. And Chris Singleton over at first base. He's getting a sizable lead on LaTroy Hawkins. Hatteberg takes it, and he gets ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Hatteberg 0 for 3, popped to short, fly to left, struck out. And a high fastball against Santana, seeing Hawkins for the first time, at least tonight. Now the possibility of Singleton taking off certainly is there, but now the count has gotten into Hatterberg's favor. Count is 2-0 on Scott. And now it's 3-0. Miguel Tejada in the reshuffled lineup is hitting in the number 3 hole tonight. He is waiting on deck. Ron Gardenhire has to be squirming a bit. He has his closer, Eddie Guardado, throwing in the bullpen, but it's a right-hander, Tejada, who is on deck. Hatterberg takes a strike on 3-0.
Interesting thing about Billy McMillan, just thinking about swinging at the first pitch. He has been doing it quite a bit. And it's kind of the rule of thumb for a pinch hitter to come out swinging. And Billy McMillan got a first pitch fastball. And especially in the mid-90s, that's special to be able to hit a ball as hard as he did.
Hatterberg lifts this one. Left field, Jock Jones comes racing over, and in foul ground he will make the catch to retire Hatterberg. Barry Zito, though, finally gets a run, and the game is tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. With a big decision, electing to pull Eric Burns from the game, go to Billy McMillan, his top pinch hitter, one of the best in the American League, and Billy comes through with his 8th pinch hit of the year to tie the game. And Chris Singleton came in to run for Billy McMillan. He will stay in the game now and play in center field. So Troy Hawkins comes in for Johan Santana and gives up the base hit to McMillan, and now it's a tie game. Bunt by Jock Jones. Zito can't get it. Ellis flip. Ball gets away. Jones will not go to second base. Hatterberg runs it down quickly enough. Jock Jones on the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th bunts it, and once he got it past Zito, you knew it was going to be dicey.
And he bunted a curveball. Look at this bunt. And then Barry Zito went for it and missed it. That was the key. And then Ellis tried to quickly throw it over to Hatterberg. And if he caught it, if Hatterberg had caught it, might have had a chance to get Jock Jones. Close, but fortunately, the ball did not get far enough away, so Jock Jones could get to second.
That is only the second hit tonight allowed by Barry Zito. And here's Jock Jones on first base now. Keep in mind, he is hitting out of the number 7 hole tonight, but he was their leadoff hitter.
And Baltimore did square around. It showed that he was going to be bunting when Zito threw to first.
Eric Chavez even with the bag at third. And Moore's going to bunt, drops it down the first base line. Zito's there. Flip to Ellis covering. Jock Jones, the go-ahead run now at second base as Dustin Moore comes up with a sacrifice.
Well, the sacrifice, dead and the ball hit it on the dirt. The only play for Barry Zito after he caught it was to flip to Mientkiewicz.
Ron Gardenhire now. Are we waiting for a pinch hitter or something here? What's going on? Luis Rivas is scheduled to bat Shannon Stewart as he found his helmet. His gear went with the Blue Jays to Boston after the All-Star break, and last night he had to borrow at-bats from his teammates. First Luis Rivas's bat, then later Corey Koski, and then later Matthew LaCroix in the 0-for-5 game. He's getting his gear straight. Zito has to wait. And Shannon Stewart, who made his Twins debut last night with an 0-for-5, including 2 outs alone in the bottom of the first when they scored the 5 runs. He made the first and last out of the first last night. But he will get a big ovation now, his first real big moment as a Twin.
Ken Mock and Rick Peterson may be thinking about walking him. First base is open, set up a double play with Chris Gomez. And they are going to put him on.
Well, the intentional walk to the pinch hitter, Shannon Stewart. And they'll go after Chris Gomez. Gomez 1 for 3 tonight. But even that one, debatable, Ray. We were making the point when the inning started that Barry Zito arguably could be throwing a no-hitter. If you go back to the ball that Dustin Moore hit to Eric Chavez at third base, the low throw to Hatteberg. If Hatteberg comes up with the ball and it's an out, then the A's are playing the infield back when Gomez hit in the third, and the ball that went off of Chavez's glove probably is caught. Here's the ball to Chavez, and he throws low, but Hatteberg just can't come up with it. And now here's Gomez with Chavez in, and it's a base hit. If they're back, he's probably out. And that's the only hit of the game the Twins had before Jock Jones opened this 8th inning with a bunt single against Zito.
And Shannon Stewart comes out after being intentionally walked. And Denny Hawkins will take over at second for Rivas with pinch run.
And Stewart does have a bad leg. So Hawking, who has lost some playing time because of the Twins signing of Chris Gomez. Gomez was signed as a free agent to be a backup player. And that's what Hawking had been doing, a utility guy for several years. Zito will look to first, seeing if Jock Jones will take off. Jones very daring. And with 1 out, don't put it past him trying to swipe third base. Lefty pitcher, right-handed batter. All the elements are there, though it would be very, very risky to do that here. So here's Gomez in a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 8th, and he takes a strike.
Well, Barry Zito has nailed the outside corner of the backdoor curveball, and again, Tim Chena has been very consistent calling the pitch.
That's unhittable. Count is a ball and a strike to Gomez, who was 2 for 11 career against Barry Zito. Right field, a base hit, a blooper, and the Twins have the lead back. Jones scores. 2-1 Minnesota.
Incredible. Makes the pitch, jams him, and he flukes it to right field, and Denny Hawking also read it. So he's at third. No play at the plate. As Jones also, got Jock Jones read it. 2 bunts and a bloop.
Zito exactly 100 pitches. Number 100 is blooped into right field by Chris Gomez. Barry threw 106 in his last outing Sunday against the Orioles.
Eric Chavez taking charge with a meeting on the mound with a couple of infielders, the pitcher, and Ramon.
Eddie Guardado up in the Twin bullpen, and the A's looking ahead of the 9th inning. Will have Tejada scheduled to lead off, then a Rubio Durazo, and then David McCarty. Right, left, right, and then Eric Chavez due up 4th. Here's Guzman. Pitch out. Guzman's such a great bunter, and they have Denny Hawking at third.
You know what? Barry's control is so good. You can pitch out again if they think that maybe Guzman will be attempting a bunt to squeeze. Al Newman walked by Denny Hawking to say something, but a lot of times that's a decoy.
Now, Ted Mocco elected not to have Mark Mulder, you remember, pitch out against David Eckstein, because he felt like if you call it on the first one and there's no play on there, then it really opens it up for them to do it on 1-0. They pitch out again, though. You called it, Ray. Now, the Twins figure they can't do it again. Would they put the play on 2-0?
They could.
But they could not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
you got to love it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part of it. But I like what Ken Mucker just did because, again, you go with the confidence in your pitcher to throw strikes. And Barry Zito has proven that not only tonight, but in his career.
Now it's 3-0. And if you walk him, you got to deal with Doug Mientkiewicz, lefty on lefty. Mientkiewicz with the injury to Koski, hitting up in their order in the number 3 hole. Strike. And a change up on 3-0. No, fastball. Got a fastball strike there. Al Newman gets the signs from Ron Gardenhire. Gardenhire was the Twin third base coach from '98 through 2001 under Tom Kelly. Coached first base for 1 year. Also was a bench coach. Zito walks Christian Guzman, which is not easy. Of course, the A's called pitch outs on the first 2. That's only Guzman's 12th walk of the year. Ricardo Rincon gets up in the A's bullpen, I guess for A.J. Pierzynski. Also Bradford gets up as Torii Hunter's on deck. He's a righty. A righty and a lefty, and Rick Peterson will go out to give them time to get loose and also try to gather in Barry. Well, the A's began the bottom of the 8th on a high after Billy McMillan tied the game in the top with a pinch hit base hit. Only pitch he sees tonight, right through the right side. That brings in Aaron Chavez, our Chevy drive of the game. Great slide as he got the hand right over A.J. Pierzynski. But how did he avoid that tag? What a play by Chavez.
I tell you, that is a special slide.
And he is a special talent, Billy McMillan. Well, it's tough to start him. Because you don't want to use up that great bullet you have late in the game, the trump card of Billy McMillan's ability to pinch hit. It is special. He is 8 for 16 as a pinch hitter this year. He has the most pinch hits of anybody in the American League. And he began the year in AAA. So grab some pine tar at home and dig in here and watch Mientkiewicz bat. What a great baseball game tonight. A's and Twins have played nothing but close games, last night being the exception all year. Choking up. No gloves, all that fine tar. And Mientkiewicz takes ball 1 from all of a sudden a wobbly Zito. Third base Hocking in to run. Second base Gomez, who was plated both of Minnesota's runs. And Guzman on the walk at first base. Mientkiewicz 0 for 3 tonight against Zito. Lifts this one foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Second side, it would be a curveball if that's the way they're going, and there it is. And Mientkiewicz tops it. Zito will tag him out down the line. Out. He got the out. He got the out. Hocking will come in to score. Wow. But Mientkiewicz literally plates a run. Hit it right off home plate.
And you know what? The way the ball was going, would it have rolled foul? Chopped it, and check out where Barry catches it.
I think it may have.
And it had to have had the spin if it was going the direction anyway. Wow. Tough call, though. It's tough to try to wait, but...
Well, Mientkiewicz was fooled by the pitch, but got enough of it just to put it in play. And he brings in a run, and the Twins now lead 3-1. The A's will walk Torii Hunter intentionally to pitch to A.J. Pierzynski, the left-handed hitting catcher.
saying the second run in this inning is big, because the A's know that Eddie Guardado is not an automatic.
Not this year.
That's why one run deficit is always important. That showed in Game 5 of the playoffs last year. And he got the extra 3 runs, and turned out to be a 1-run game.
Gave up a 3-run homer to Mark Ellis to make it tight after Pierzynski homered in the top of the 9th off of Billy Koch to open up the game to 5-1. That's going back to last October the 6th in Game 5.
And it is the same score in Kansas City with the Royals 3-1 over Seattle, with the Mariners hitting top of the 9th. Now the Twins trying to win to stay just 7.5 behind the Royals. The A's trying to win to pick up ground on the Mariners.
A's are 4 behind Seattle, who lost last night to Jose Lima and the Royals. So here's A.J. Pierzynski, strike. Beautiful curveball by Zito. Pierzynski 0 for 3 tonight. He has been the Twins' hottest hitter now, with Corey Koski out of the lineup, swinging the bat very well. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Twins have not hit a ball hard in this half inning. Only hit 1 ball to the outfield, and that was a bloop hit by Chris Gomez to make the first run. But this is the 8th batter to hit in the inning.
Strike. 1-2. Well, Tim Hudson certainly is the unluckiest pitcher in baseball. Barry Zito would be in the top 5. Yeah. He should have more than 8 wins. Third base Gomez. His blooper gave the Twins a 2-1 lead. Check swing foul. And a great play apparently made by one of the 21,852 inside the dome tonight, enjoying this one. And a gorgeous evening. We're seeing a great baseball game tonight. A home team leading by a couple of runs. Check swing foul. A lot of the folks will be out on the lakes and rivers. The Twin Cities beginning their annual Aquatennial, where they celebrate their many, many lakes in mighty Mississippi. And what a weekend to hit the water. May rain a little bit tomorrow night, but just beautiful today. And it should be most of the day tomorrow. There is strike 3 called. Zito strikes out Pierzynski. The Twins leave the bases loaded, but they score 2 and take a 3-1 lead of the night. Tejada Durazo McCarty against Eddie Guardado. Those who are actually A's fans here in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis and St. Paul. They know Denny Hocking well here. He's been a Twin for a long, long time. And he will stay in the game now, play at second base after Rivas was run for. And they know Eddie Guardado every day, Eddie. He is a Twin All-Star again this year, their lone All-Star rep this season. He's made it now 2 years in a row. Although he actually had to be talked into it. He's only blown 2 saves, but the ERA a little bit higher than last year when he was below 3. Didn't feel he was worthy of All-Star consideration. Miguel Tejada knows Eddie Guardado well, including the walk-off homer last September the 1st to stretch the streak to 18. A's are down 2 as they come to bat in the 9th. And there's a first pitch strike. Guardado has been struggling of late. In fact, did not have a great appearance in the All-Star game on Tuesday night. Had a couple of split finger pitches up. Andrew Jones of the Braves hit a 2-run double against him, and Albert Pujols came up with a run-scoring single. Did get Barry Bonds out, though, and a soft liner to first. 1-1 pitch to Miguel. Count is 2-1.
90-plus fastball, just missing outside. Guardado looks like he wants to stay away. Although he does have an extra run to play with. 3-1. 2 runs, huge for a closer.
He's up though, Ray. Falling behind here now, 3-1 at Tejada. Rubio Durazo waiting on deck. And then David McCarty scheduled here in the 9th. What does he throw Miguel on? 3-1.
Fastball down the middle.
Where Pierzynski setting up. It is ball 4. Fastball tailed away. So Tejada opens the 9th with a walk.
You know, Miguel took the pitch as if he was taking 3-1. I mean, it wasn't an aggressive, I'm looking for a pitch to hit. And that's very good. Puts the tying run at the plate.
27th walk of the year for Tejada. Durazo with a hit, his only career at bat against Eddie Guardado from East Stockton, California. Grew up an A's fan. Guardado came into the game with just 7 walks in 36 innings of work, so it's unlike him to be out of the zone. Finds it with a strike to Durazo. Missed. Tim Cheetah says not quite. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ruby.
Just a little bit off the plate, evidently, according to Tim Cheetah, as Pierzynski had to reach for it. Want to stay away from it. Again with a fastball.
Durazo lifts it. Mientkiewicz, Pierzynski go after it. Neither will have a play. It's well back into the seats. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rubio Durazo.
Fastball up. Blowing, hoping, gets in the seats.
Guardado 20 out of 22 in save chances this year. He was 45 out of 51 last year. 88% a year ago. That was hammered foul by Durazo. Got an inside pitch and laced it. Everybody all right there?
I don't see how, but hopefully they are. Ball hit is hard. Pitch came in and he was just too quick, and it was a missed location. Pierzynski, you could see reaching and wanted it away. Did not want to take a chance of making a mistake inside. Just a powerful hitting left-hander Durazo. On the breaking ball.
And it's up.
People want everything.
Well, they're overreacting. These people seen a baseball game before? That pitch was clearly out. Let's show it to them.
Well, it's probably because Hatterberg had a similar pitch called a strike.
You called Durazo out on that pitch, and you got a mutiny. Not even Questek would have called that a strike. 2-2 to Ruby. That's a strike. And the A's have 1 out in the 9th inning as Durazo with a mighty cut.
Watch him drop down a little sidearm and then flings the slider out of the strike zone. A little drop down might have fooled Durazo enough as he opened up and could not reach a pitch that was off the plate a bit.
A's have struck out 8 times tonight. Durazo's first strikeout. Starting pitcher Johan Santana struck out 7 in the 7 1/3 tonight. This one hit well to left center field. Way back there, Jock Jones going to get it on the warning track off the bat of David McCarty. McCarty, the former Twin, hit it very well, but not quite enough.
Well, it's just enough towards the end of the bat. Good swing, but look at the location. Just off the end. That's how strong he is. Still almost hit it out, but I would love to have seen him get the sweet part of the bat on it, but no doubt.
So Eric Chavez now, the last hope for the A's against Guardado. Lefty on lefty. strike on Chavez. As Ray noted, the Mariners have the same deficit going to the ninth the A's face, down 3-1. But they have exploded for 5 in the top of the ninth in Kansas City. And the Mariners now lead the Royals 6-3. Chavez down the line in left field. This one is fair in the corner. Coming around third, Walsh will wave in Tejada. The A's are within a run now, and they have the tying run on second base as Eric Chavez doubles against Guardado to make it 3-2 Twins.
And all the extra run is huge. Chavez, good swing, fastball up. This time it does not slice enough to go foul. Stays just inside the line, and Tejada running on 2 strikes, or with 2 outs, and able to score easily.
Well, the A's would love to get Mark Ellis off, wouldn't they, against Eddie Guardado, a guy that he has owned. Couple more guys got to get on for that to happen. Here's Ramon Hernandez. All-star on all-star. Ellis hit a big home run against Guardado in Game 5 last year and homered against him this year as well. There's a strike. Let's see the first one. Called a strike. Oh, Tim Cheetah. A couple of baseballs wide. AJ sets up there. Do it again. Strike 2.
He's definitely going to stay out there if he gets that kind of a call.
That may have gotten a block, but the first one was a ball. Should be 1-1. Well, they're all up now. 21,852 as the Twins are a strike away from winning the first 2 of the series. We know what he's thinking. We know what Ramon's thinking. What's the difference between that pitch and the first one?
Ramon's got to be just thankful he didn't call it like he called the first one.
Eric Chavez, the tying run at second base. Here's a 1-2 pitch, same spot. And Ramon takes one to right center. Here comes Torii Hunter to win the game. He made the catch. A game-saving play by the 2-time Gold Glover. Ramon thought he had the game-tying hit, but there comes Hunter.
Well, the A's know that he can play defense. They experienced it earlier in the season at the Coliseum, and he went all out this time and robbed Ramon and kept the A's from tying the game.
For Billy McMillan's huge pinch hit, Barry Zito's tremendous outing in vain tonight. And what did we say 2.5 hours ago, Ray, when we came on the air? Apparently the Twins are not playing well, and neither is Torii Hunter. The A's the last team to find out.
Yeah.
They have beaten the A's now 6 out of 7, and Torii Hunter, who has made a series of great plays against the A's, comes up with a game winner here.
Stayed outside fastball, and Torii Hunter just gave it all out. He had more backing him up, but he robbed Ramon of at least a single, maybe extra bases. And give him credit. He's a Gold Glover, and that's one of the reasons. Ramon can't believe it, and neither can his teammates.
And Eddie Guardado knows he got saved. The save for the saver as Torii Hunter picks it up. What a feeling that has got to be for Torii Hunter. Is that better than hitting a game-winning walk-off?
Like Terrence Long in Boston last year.
Against Manny Ramirez. What a great play by Torii Hunter. So the Twins do it with pitching and defense and a couple of bloops here and there, and they beat the A's 3-2 tonight to win the first 2 of this 4-game series.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Experience the joy of Pepsi. By McDonald's. Double time it in for a delicious double cheeseburger, the newest addition to our dollar menu, only at McDonald's. By your local Chevy dealers, who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. By Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Nobody makes whiskey like Jack Daniel's. And by SBC Business Unlimited. Get unlimited local, toll, and long distance for $58.99 per month.
21,852 inside the dome tonight, and they see a magnificent baseball game won by the Twins by a run. It took 2 hours and 27 minutes, and in the last moment of the game, Torii Hunter comes up with a game-saving play. You have to give the A's some credit, though, Ray, against Eddie Guardado. Chavez gets in Tejada from first with a double. They have Eric at second base. A couple of quick strikes on Ramon. Hits the ball hard to right center. Looks like he's going to tie the game, but here comes Torii.
Well, from Ramon's standpoint, he knew the fastball was going to be away. He did not know, or at least he hoped, Torii Hunter would not do this. But the great jump, and just went all out for it. And again, he is a Gold Glover because he makes plays like that. He's not afraid to give up his body, especially on the artificial surface. Headlong dive, and it helps to know he's got his right fielder backing up. But it's Torii Hunter all the way, and he gets a standing ovation, tips his cap after showing the glove that he made the game-saving catch. And Eddie Guardado gave it up, but he had a center fielder to keep him from really giving it up.
Now, what do you say about Barry Zito tonight? Yeah. He was just outstanding. Barry had a hard luck, no decision his last outing on Sunday against the Orioles, but it's just pure criminal. He did not win this game tonight as well as he pitched.
And like last Sunday, he had all three pitches working. He had the fastball inside. He had a curveball, which struck out 3 batters in a row with the curve. Did not throw a strikeout a batter with a changeup, but he used it just enough to set up the other 2 pitches, and he was outstanding. But it was the bunt in the 8th inning, another sacrifice, a couple of intentional walks, another walk, a bloop hit, a couple of runs, and that's it.
It was that leadoff bunt by Jock Jones may have been the most important play of the game for the Twins. So the Twins win the first 2 games of the series. They beat Hudson, they beat Zito. Now they'll get Mulder and Lilly as the A's will try to get the final 2 to salvage a split in the Twin Cities. Valley falls a run short tonight. Seattle's does not. They strike for 5 in the 9th against Kansas City, and they've now won that game by a score of 6-3. So the A's fall 5 back, and the Mariners fall in the American League West. But Boston beaten again by the Blue Jays. The A's still 1 behind the Red Sox in the wild card chase.
And the A's opportunity is to start this road trip to pick up some ground on Seattle. They have not been able to, and especially tonight, they lose again.
A's will look for Mark Mulder to be an all-star form tomorrow, radio only at 1 o'clock. We're back with you on TV again Sunday at Action 36, Cable 6 for Ted Lilly against Kenny Rogers. Next on Fox here with the A's a week from the night as the A's begin a big 4-game series against the defending champion Angels. Best Damn Sports Show is next with Charles Barkley and LeVar Arrington. For Ray Fosse, I'm Greg Papa saying so long from the Metrodome, a night of frustration. 3-2 Twins.